11. So on the 6th as well, we had on the 6th, I beg your pardon, we had 3,811 with 3 flights. So on the airlift was by Max Air from Jeddah to Bauchi with 523 pilgrims of Plateau State and 2 officials. That's flight number 14. Then yesterday still we had flights from Max Air, Jeddah to Bauchi via Abuja at 1100 hours with 348 pilgrims and 24 officials from Plateau State, with 24 officials, I beg your pardon, 193 from Plateau State and 209 from Benue State, taking the total to 5,847. We had flying as Jeddah to Sokoto at 1137 hours with 387 pilgrims, out of which we had 383 pilgrims from Sokoto State and 4 from Borno State. We also had another flying as Jeddah to Lagos at 1339 hours with 385 pilgrims from Ogun State and 7 officials. Same yesterday, we also had flights from Jeddah to Sokoto with 416 pilgrims, out of which we had 409 pilgrims from Zamfara State, while Kebbi had 6 and Sokoto had 1. So that constitutes the entire 416. We also had Azman Air flights, that is from Jeddah to Jigawa, with 350 pilgrims and 1 official, out of which we had 348 from Jigawa State and 2 pilgrims of the armed forces. We also had from Aero Contractors, first flight Jeddah to Abuja with 472 pilgrims of Nasarawa State and 3 officials, taking the total to 7,911. That's flight number 20. Flight number 21, we had flying as departed Jeddah to Sokoto at 9:59 hours, which is today, 9:59 hours today, with 385 Sokoto pilgrims and 2 officials, taking the sum total to 8,296. Flight number 22, we had flying as also departing Jeddah to Lagos with 372 pilgrims from Osun State and 7 officials. Total airlifts of Nigerian pilgrims back to from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Nigeria right now stands at 8,667. We have 22 flights in total. But just to break it down for you, so far we've had 3 flights to Sokoto State, 3 flights to Zamfara State, Osun State, as well as Ogun State. Other states are Jigawa with 2 flights and Plateau. Then we also have Kwara State with 1 flight. Benue State also has 1 flight. Nasarawa has 1 flight as well. At least this will quench the trouble and the tensions that we're trying to fly up over there, because Nasarawa State were the first set of pilgrims to depart Abuja on the 25th of May 2023. So there were agitations that they were first to go, and before now, over the years, National HAJJ Commission has had a policy of first out, first in. That is, first set of pilgrims to depart the shores of Nigeria will be this first set of pilgrims to return back to Nigeria. But this year, unfortunately, that's not the case. We had over 20 flights before we had the first flight from for Nasarawa State. So I believe this will ease some tensions. So far, we've also had some pockets of flights. That is, in between these flights I've mentioned now, we've had a few pilgrims from Borno, Kebbi, and 2 officials of the armed forces of Nigeria. So far, out of the 22 flights, Flynas had 15. Okay, out of 20 flights, Flynas had 15, Max Air 2, Azman 2, Aero Contractors 1, Airpeace also has 1 flight so far. So at this point in time, we'll be trying to link up to our guests over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's our correspondent in person of Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah, to give us some more updates. But before then, yesterday, if you could recall, we gave you an update regarding a lady who found the sum of $80,000 that is out there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and she did the right thing by returning it to the authorities. And when you convert that to Nigerian equivalent, that is about 56 million naira. 56 million naira. Information has it that her name is Aisha Nahuche from Bungudu. She's a pilgrim of Zamfara State. And by all means, I think she should be celebrated, because this is an example for all. Despite the fact that people are in the Holy Land, not everybody will pass this test, because this is more like a test of faith. She was tested. She found $80,000. She could have just put it inside her bag and do whatever she pleases with it, or she could even go shopping with it. If she cannot pass it through the airport, she can shop with it and then maybe fly through a cargo plane or anything like that. But she did the right thing and she returned it back to Saudi Arabia. So meanwhile, we'll be linking up to our correspondent in person of Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Good morning, sir. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, Mala Abdul Salam.
Good afternoon. We are afternoon in Saudi Arabia. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
MashaAllah.
The updates are in various departments.
Okay.
The National Art Commission of Nigeria yesterday met with the media team. With the Peace Magazine is one of the members of the media team.
MashaAllah.
And we had discussions and explanation to so many burning issues. Alhaji Abdullah Magaji, the King of Operations, was part of the people that briefed us, as well as Sheikh Sulaiman Mama, the National Commissioner for Policy, Planning, Research, Statistics, Information and Library Services.
MashaAllah.
The three key areas that was dead upon was the airlifting. There was an explanation why Nasara pilgrims were held back.
Yes, I was going to.
And this had to do with the policy. The policy had to do with the policy of Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
In where Saudi Arabia directed that Nigeria air carriers, for instance, aero contractor that brought Nasara pilgrims to fly from Medina out. Fortunately or unfortunately,
yes,
Nasara pilgrims are already gone to Medina while landing, and there was no way it could have been very cumbersome for them to be taken back to Medina to fly out.
Okay.
That meant that the commission had to incur more expenses in bringing them back to Medina to fly out.
Okay.
So in the process, there was a lot of lockdowns, and there were a lot of letters flying between Saudi authorities and National Art Commission.
MashaAllah.
And since they came with aero contractor, there is a policy in Saudi Arabia Kingdom. Any carrier you bring people, you must bring them out.
That's the same carrier.
So they have to wait until, yes. So they have to wait. You see there?
Yes. Go ahead. We can hear you.
I see that.
Yes, we can hear you.
And by God's grace, he has to progress according. We have about 95,000 pilgrims on this exercise.
Yes.
Now for the.
Hello.
Some of them were able to fly out from Medina.
Hello, sorry.
So that's the position of some.
Sorry, could you take that again?
Yes, from the operators.
Hello, can you take that point again?
Because the tour operators, some of their pilgrims are just visiting Medina.
Okay.
So some of them were able to capture that and fly away from Medina.
MashaAllah.
But majority, 90% of Nigerian pilgrims have earlier gone to Medina and they are Mecca. And the best route to fly them out is through Jeddah.
Okay.
Which now NACON has also trying to make sure that it works from Jeddah.
MashaAllah.
So for the Nigerian carriers, hopefully you see more in action.
MashaAllah.
FlyNat is a Saudi-based organization and they use
Okay.
their connections, and they were
Okay.
granted the licenses
I think
early enough.
okay. That's why they are giving the
6 months.
preference.
Yes, no, it's not that giving a preference per se.
Okay.
They knew that they want to be part of the operation, and they made sure that they did the needful. They collected their slots.
Okay.
Saudi Arabia is very strict as per slots allocation
Okay.
to aircraft.
Okay.
So they collected their slots and they made use of the slots. And that's why they are flying people out. And then let me also tell you, they deploy about 60 aircraft for this operation.
Wow. That's interesting.
Our commission also apologized and asked for understanding among the pilgrims to understand why some of them are being delayed that is beyond their control.
Okay.
Omnino, Omnino issue, we had an issue still briefed accordingly and said there was a lot of infiltration into Nigerian camp
Yes.
based on two reasons. One, this is the forceful Hajj.
Well, that was our correspondent. We'll try to reconnect with him. We are having a bit of a network challenge. As you could hear him, he spoke about the challenges that was encountered. That is in Mina. He was about to speak about that, and he also gave explanation about the media briefing yesterday, the meeting that the National Hajj Commission had with members of the press, where they cited reasons why they couldn't fly some pilgrims out early enough. And he also mentioned that flying us is Saudi Arabian pilgrims. So we are going to try to reconnect with him to get a full briefing.
Assalamu
Wa
alaikum.
alaikum assalam. We can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, I was trying to explain what happened in Muna and the
Yes.
effort of National Commission so far to rectify the situation. They made an official protest submission to the Hajj authorities in Saudi Arabia,
MashaAllah.
and the commissioners are explaining that it came to being because there were a lot of infiltration to the camps
Yes.
of Nigerians. And but that will be sorted out, and I will wait for the reply. You know, National Commission also set up
8-man committee. Hello. Well, listeners, that's we are still trying to reconnect
from
with.
outside the. Yes, I'm here. I'm back.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
The National Commission has also warned that
We apologize for that disconnection. We'll continue to try to link up to our correspondent in person of Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He was just trying to give us an update about the invaders of the Nigerian camp, those who brought some Nigerian food and a host of other things that they did there that were quite unethical, and those things that they did as a unhappy as National Hajj Commission was about it, their hands were tied because they are in a foreign land. They had no access to police. They had no authority over there to arrest anybody or to detain anybody or to, in fact, even stop anybody. So it made the whole place rowdy, especially with regards to the issue of food. As we learned yesterday, where the chairman had said that even if you are given a food worth 100,000 riyal, if it's not a food that you are used to, it's perhaps just a waste of money. So, and I hope that the 8-man committee will do its best to see that moving forward, that Nigerian caterers are not just engaged, but Nigerian food is properly packaged the way Nigerians prepare it. As he also said yesterday, that the way a Nigerian man prepares his rice differs from the way a Saudi man or a Ghanaian or anybody for that matter might want to prepare his or her rice. And you know, our usual Nigerian people, majority of Nigerians we love swallow. So, inshallah, I hope that the commission will do its best in that regard. We are still trying to reconnect to him. So, inshallah, he's back.
Hello.
Yes,
Salaam alaikum.
yes, wa alaikum assalam. You can hear you, sir.
Salaam alaikum.
Yes.
Okay, I was briefing you that in addition, the National Commission warned Nigerian pilgrims to stop buying food from outside the caterer's allocation because all of this food is giving them a lot of health challenges.
Exactly.
You know, most of this food, they cannot be guaranteed or well how it is being produced or being made.
That is the hygiene.
So they yes. They appeal to Nigerian pilgrims who are still left there, almost 70,000 of us, that they should try and find food from the streets. You know, sometimes because of health challenges, it can cause a lot of trouble for us as Nigerian contingent. But be that it may, National Commission has really warned on that aspect. So far, so good. Everybody is looking forward to come back home as soon as possible. And I think National Commission also doing its best to bring people back to Nigeria as much as possible.
MashaAllah.
So maybe tomorrow again I will join you.
All right.
Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, sorry. Is there any steps being taken to perhaps maybe in the next Hajj? I don't know if that's part of the mandate of the 8-man committee where Nigerian food should be inculcated into the feeding menu of the Saudi people, so that I will not be having these challenges of buying food on the streets. Is there any move from the National Hajj Commission in that regard?
You see, let me tell you that while we were in Medina, for instance, we had enough of Nigerian meals in different shades. And some of the caterers that cook for us in Medina are also Nigerians inclusive. So, as regards that, you know, there are 3 categories of feeding areas. One in Makkah, one in Medina, and one in Muna.
MashaAllah.
For the Muna, is especially in the hands of the Saudi authorities.
Okay.
In Makkah is for the state board to handle, while in Medina is for the National Commission. I think they might look into that, and maybe next year they will have some element of change if it were possible and were created by Saudi authorities.
MashaAllah. Lastly, is there a deadline for the airlift of Nigerian pilgrims from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia back to Nigeria?
Well, the deadline is just to ensure that everybody is out and come back home safely. It's compulsory, we must get back to Nigeria as soon as it's possible. But all things being equal, I think the National Commission is working towards that, and let us look for the outcome.
Okay. And I believe tour operators have started lifting as well.
Yes, they've done. Some of them are already back in Nigeria.
MashaAllah. Initially, I was going to ask you if there is a place where the role of National Hajj Commission stops with regards to tour operators. You know, some of these people that constitute these problems, were they lifted by National Hajj Commission or tour operators? Is there a limit to what National Hajj Commission does when it comes to pilgrims lifted by tour operators?
Oh, sure. There are limits and there are boundaries. The tour operators are businessmen and women, so they are doing their own private businesses.
Okay.
They only be controlled by National Hajj Commission to some level, to some degree. So we don't know what they are feeding, what they are feeding to their to customers. For instance, if you promise your customers X, Y, and Z,
yes,
and you get to the Holy Lands and you don't provide X, Y, and Z, the next thing is for these people to be blamed National Commission. No, sometimes it's not like that. But the way it is today, National Commission just regulate the activities minimally to ensure they conform with the authorities in Saudi Arabia dictates.
Exactly. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you abundantly and may He bring you back safely. Thank you so much, Mala Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much. Well, if you're just tuning in, this program remains As-Salam Peace Magazine Echoes of Hajj, coming to you from this beautiful station. And we may also be bringing you the voice of the commissioner in charge of operations of National Hajj Commission, that is in person of Abdullahi Muhammad Hardawa. But before then, we will take a short break, and when we come back, we will be giving you that voice from Abdullahi Hardawa.
Check this out.
Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja. Now, you have a voice.
People, can I have your attention, please?
والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
All right, listeners, you are welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this is Assalam Peace Magazine, Echoes of Hajj. This is also to remind you that this program is still open for sponsorship and advert placement. And if you want to reach us, you can always call the phone lines 0700 010 961 961, 0700 010 961 961. Earlier on, we had connected with our correspondent over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in person of Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah, and he gave us very beautiful insights as to reasons why our flights were delayed, especially the pilgrims of Nasarawa State who had stayed almost 50 days before they were able to lift them back to Nigeria. So, and also there is this update we have here. The National HAJJ Commission has called for calm on airlift back home, urges pilgrims to shun roadside food vendors. This is also contained in the updates given by Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah. But just to give you a quick update, the National HAJJ Commission of Nigeria has appealed to Nigerian pilgrims to remain calm, as the commission was doing everything possible to ensure their timely evacuation back to Nigeria after the Hajj exercise. This was just as the commission urged pilgrims to be mindful of the hygienic state of food they purchase from vendors. NACON made the appeal on Saturday in Makkah at a press briefing addressed by the Commissioner of Operations Al-Hajj Abdullahi Magaji Hardawa and Sheikh Suleiman Momo, Commissioner for Planning, Research, Statistics, Information and Library Services, pre-sales. On the airlift of pilgrims back home, Al-Hajj Hardawa said a hitch was brought into the process by the Saudi's new policy of the usage of Medina Airport instead of Jeddah Airport, as was the practice the previous year. He lamented the decision was taken without due consultation with the Commission, adding that this created logistic problems. The Commissioner, however, said the issue have been resolved, as already pilgrims billed to take off from Medina between the 5th and 6th of this month have been evacuated, and from the 7th all flights back home will be through the Jeddah Airport. In his own address, Sheikh Momo called on Nigerian pilgrims to stop patronizing roadside food vendors. He noted that some pilgrims were already down with diarrhea and dysentery because of the unhygienic food they bought from the road, saying that a lot of money was being deployed to treat their ailments. Sheikh Momo urged pilgrims to confine themselves to the food provided the authorized and certified food vendors. Well, that's it from Alhaji Abdullahi Magaji Hardawa. So, and earlier on we had told you about the lady who saw some money and returned it. She's from Zamfara State. But before we go, here we are pressed for time right now on this program. I'll be leaving you with the words of Ibn al-Qayyim, where he said, there is nothing more beneficial for the heart than treating people with kindness and desiring nothing but good for them. With this, we are calling it a wrap on this program, Echoes of Hajj, the Peace Assalam magazine, Echoes of Hajj. So with this, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
النعمة لك والملك لا